Good evening. Happy hump day. I'm just giving everybody a couple minutes here to pop in and for my video to catch up. Hope you're all having a great night. Like I said, I'm just giving it a minute to kind of catch up. There we go. Awesome. All right. It says I'm live, but my phone isn't showing me. There we go. Awesome sauce. Okay, I'm going to get my screen up here big. Sit down. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm going to go over the fairy release if you missed Christopher's live earlier today, or the fairy release of what I have. And then we'll get started. This is the pathway stencil. This is what I think I'm going to use tonight. I have not had a chance to use it. So that's my goal for tonight, is to use this. We've got the River Rock stencil. It's a 6x6. And this is the Fairy Portal stencil. It is a layering stencil. Christopher used this on his live today. Hi, Anne-Marie. How are you? So if you want to see that, head up and you can see that from earlier this morning or earlier this afternoon. He made a card using that. And if we have time, we might use this one. This is the Fairy Flight Path. I did start making a card with this last night, but I did not finish. Hi, Tina. How are you? Just going over some of the release, and I'm going to show the samples. I hope that's okay of what I made. And then these are, I am good. It was a day. I'll tell you guys about that later, but I'm glad it's the end of the day. I'm ready to start the next day. These 4x4 stencils, we had the fire one that came out and water one that came out last month. And now we have, I love the Fairy Light Path one too. Now we have the earth stencil, the ice stencil, which I absolutely love. I can't wait to get this, play with this probably later this weekend and use some of the chroma glaze with it. And then we have the air stencil. And this is one of the cards I made. Well, actually, it's just a panel right now. And I combined earth, water, fire, and air. And then some things. So yeah, this hump day was a doozy. Yes, it was. It started not so good and it's ending okay. So, and then this is the Fairy Fantasy set, the big stamp set. I have just the stamp set right now. And I used several of the stencils. I hope this isn't too shiny. Sorry about that. I mean sentiments, but a couple of the cards I created. Here is the first one that I created. And all I used is this dandelion fluff and some embossing powder. This is actually the moss embossing powder, but I think the pot of gold would work just as well. And then I used, you know, May All Your Dreams Come True. I used a little bit of the embossing powder to make a matte. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but I also used some of the Pearl Shimmer Mist to give it some sparkle. So I like to be able to just sometimes use one or two items from the stamp set. And then I created a shaker card with the stained glass. And this is, you can't quite see the shaker. You can in real life, but I don't know if you can see it. But I used the rose gold. And I did it over some of the vellum. And then I'm going to tilt it here to see if you can, I colored it underneath. And then I colored on top of the wings. And the dandelion fluff with the shimmer, or the pearl shimmer. So I don't know if that, you can kind of see all that. So, and then I made a frame with some rectangle dies to attach it and then make it into a shaker. Which I think, to be honest with you, this is the first shaker I've made on my own outside of class that actually stayed together. Thank you. I think Penny mentioned using the rose gold with the safari set the other day, so I thought I'd pull it out. Now, when I saw this stamp set, I knew that I wanted to get this one to use. I love this. I love all of this. You can obviously tell I used a lot of the sentiments already. And what I did is I used them in a unique way. I used just the sentiments from the stamp set to create a graduation card. And like I said, these are just panels right now. I don't have them on card bases. I made a rainbow card, and then I stamped all the sentiments. Follow your heart, adventure awaits, escape the ordinary, hello adventure, take a chance, welcome change, enjoy the journey, dream it all. And then I used the arrows and some shimmer mist and some water. And this I thought would be perfect to put on a card and give it to a graduate of any kind because they're off to a new adventure. So I really like this, so I'm excited to use this some more. And then the next card I have is, actually I'm very proud of my watercoloring. I don't know if you guys can see that. I am not a watercolorist, but I really love how this turned out. I'm trying really hard to do more, but I stamped it with a Simon Hurley ink and then heat embossed it with Icicle, and then I used aqua pigments to watercolor it, and I'm just so proud of how it looks. Sorry, I have to just say that. That. And then the last thing I have to show you guys is the Home Sweet Home, which I also was really excited to get because I love this because it's so easy to just stamp it down on top of a background and you have a card. Add a sentiment and you have a card. So, hi Kathy, how are you? My first card I made, this is an old ink smushed background with aqua pigments. There's some purple and some pink or maybe some light blue. I know I have pearl in here and it's just watered down. And then I stamped it with a gray ink and covered it with the fairy dust embossing powder to give it sparkle. So I just think that's just fun. And that was one thing I wanted to show you, was just a quick card if you need to. You know, have if the background's ready, just stamp it out and then you can put on a sentiment and you're good to go. I love stamp sets like this. I know we have some in the clearance that are the Christmas ones that you could do the same thing for. And then the last one I have to show you is another watercolored one. This one I heat embossed. Thank you, Tina. Hi, Mom. The heat embossed with the Raven Detail ink, and I heat embossed Icicle embossing powder over it. And then I just watercolored it with some aqua pigments. And this is aqua pigment paper too. By the way, both of them were. And that was what we got. So I hope you enjoyed those. So tonight I thought what I would do is we're going to go ahead and use this stencil. I haven't even gotten it out yet. What I do with my slimline stencils and all of my stencils, if I don't have any 6x6 packaging right now, is I snip off the top. I do this with my pattern paper packs. Sometimes I do it with a stamp. If I don't have time to get out a pouch, I click off the top. And then I use the top to take things in and out instead of messing with the sticky on the back. I love the Follow Your Dreams. As soon as I saw that, I knew I wanted to get that one and use it. So I love it. So I also have some slimline pre-cut panels. I love these. It's so much easier to just have some of those in stock, especially during, like, we just had a stock up sale. And then you don't have to cut your cardstock down. This is a great stencil. I'm going to go ahead and kind of line up the path. I don't know if I want the stones or if I want it to kind of go through the middle. I think we're going to go through the middle. And this isn't super intricate, so I'm not going to use any pixie dust on it. I'm just going to go ahead and tape it down. I'm going to use a bunch of mini blending brushes to ink this up. I heard today that Heather said something about the Pearl Chroma Glaze, which I have here. Haven't not had a chance to even open it or use it yet. Looks really good on this one. So this stencil sold out. See, oh, it will be restocked. It will be restocked quickly. I wish I did tell Christopher I was going to use it tonight. I haven't been on the website since his live. I was just busy this afternoon at work. So I have a bunch of inks here, but Alexandra, it will be in restocked. If you sign up for the restock notification, it'll come out. It'll be when you get the notification. So I had a feeling this would be people would like a lot of this for the release. So I have some Simon Hurley ink. As you know, it's my favorite ink. I have Bee Sting and Rosy Cheeks. We're going to use those for the flowers. I got some fake plant for the leaves. And for my pathway, I have Wolf and Shady. And then during our stock up sale, I did pick up a bunch of the mini ink blending brushes. I am actually going to eventually have one that I have one for all of my Simon Hurley inks. If you don't have space issues, or if you have space issues, or you just can't do that, I recommend having one maybe for light pink and red, yellow, orange, green. You could do a light and a dark blue, a purple, and then, you know, a gray, brown, you know, at least one of the colors for the rainbow. If you can do an extra for maybe like a light pink. The biggest one I would always say is you always want to probably keep one for yellow. And then I have another one that I've already got with green that I'm just going to go ahead and use, that I received that I had. That's awesome, Tina. I haven't had a chance to look. I won't be able to look until later, but I would definitely check and see what they have. Yeah, maybe they looked and stuff. So these I haven't even used yet. So I'm just going to ink them up. And I'm going to, this is Woof. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to swirl it on. We might grab some ink to lightly ink over the whole background with the panel, but we'll see. Thinking we get, you know, fairies. You got to use sparkle. So I don't know if I'm going to do glaze tonight. I did not have time ahead of time to make one up and let it dry. My samples, my supplies just came in the mail. They were kind of getting here. They got here a little late to me this time because, you know, I live in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, little town Iowa. So I haven't had a lot of chance to play with all of this last stuff yet. So I'm just going over some Woof. Oh, awesome. You know, Anne-Marie, this is actually what I ended up getting first. I signed up for the subscription, the subscription for the stencils, because I was talking about this last week, that, you know, stencils was never anything I ever really had in my stash. I mean, I started as a scrapbooker, but I always had stamps, and I had some dies. As I was really getting back into it about in 2017 is when I really started kind of getting into it and discovering new companies, discovering the Misty, and really falling back in love with crafting and having time because my kids had grown up. Anyway, I met Christopher in 2019, and I started getting the stencil of the month, and I can't remember. There was one that came, I think it was the Lacy Square stencil. It had lace around the outside, it had a cutout in the middle, and there was that one, and we had a doily circled one. They both came in the mail. I think they were the same year. But I literally got it in the mail, and I had to go and ink it up and make a card immediately. So I'm so happy that it's still in stock. Thanks, Tina, for letting us know that. All right, now I'm going in with some shady, and we're just gonna do, you know, add a little bit. This is a black ink. Just add a little bit of darkness to just add a little shading. We're just going to do a little bit on the outside. I'm not really even using much other than the tip of the outside edge of the brush. Not worrying too much if I get some lines. I just want to add just a little bit of different color to add some depth to my stones. You know, maybe to the other side of some of these big ones. And then I'm going to go ahead and back and use the Woof ink again and just kind of go all the way around it again and just kind of blend some. You know, it's funny because everything goes through Des Moines. And years ago, I was ordering some stuff online, and I'm like, I'm paying for priority mail, and it's taking me and that's back when priority mail was literally 2 days. And you were supposed to get, you know, your order, or you were supposed to get your money for now. You know, they just can't do that, of course. You were supposed to get your money back. And I was not getting my stuff. And I'm like, they're like, oh, it takes 2 days to get just from Des Moines. And I'm like, 2 days? I live 4 hours from there. So it's very quick, actually. Usually my Brutus Monroe orders come a day earlier than they tell me they're going to. It just kind of depends on when it hits Des Moines. I'm going to go ahead and, these are water reactive inks, so I'm just going to wet my cloth here and wipe up some of the excess ink off my stencil because this is a dark. I don't want to mix it in. So there we've got our stones, and that might be where we add some sparkle. I just haven't decided yet. Let's go ahead and do our flowers next. I got Rosy Cheeks and Bee Sting. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some Rosy Cheeks. And I didn't grab a separate color for the middle. I'm okay with that. I'm going to go ahead and do the whole outside of the flower of the Rosy Cheeks. It's one of the things I love about these little blending brushes is that I can just do, and I will be honest, when I'm alive, I don't take as much care as I do when I'm just crafting by myself. You know, sometimes it can take me quite a while. I can really go in there and kind of go quiet and this and that, but I didn't. Oh, he was on a second live thing. Oh, I missed the second live then. I just saw him the one time. I'll have to go back and look. Like I said, I got busy this afternoon and I didn't have my computer logged in like I usually do when I see the lives. Daryl is great. Nothing in there. Exactly. There's always imperfection in nature. You are 100% right with that. Plus the fact this is art, and art is subjective. But I like to try to take my time when I'm doing these. Sometimes I get even a smaller brush if I want to be very, very careful and be very precise. But usually when I'm doing these lives, I'm not quite as that. So now I'm going to bee sting. And I'm grabbing just a teeny bit on the corner. Stained glass window live. I'm not quite sure I understand. What was that? I didn't catch that, Tina. Was that something earlier than I missed? I'll have to watch it. My crafty friends are talking to me too on my Messenger. I just saw a funny post about if I should, you know, when they're purchasing things, enabling each other to buy some stuff. So I'm just using the very tips to kind of add some red to the middle. I'm going to do the middle of the flowers and a little bit to make the petals a little bit red in the middle and darker, just to give it a little bit of depth. And I think I'm just going to grab a little bit, kind of get the edge of the flower. Oh, I'll have to check that out. I have the solarium window die. So like I said, I need more hours in the day. I've been working on the inspiration box for next month, and I actually am in a couple other things, and I signed up to I have a blog hop next week that I'm doing every day, or a blog post I'm doing every day. And so things have just been crazy. So I have a lot to do. And I was going to tell you guys how the day started with me getting up like normal, you know. And my dog, today's a day where my dog goes out with his dad to run around out in the country and get all tired. And I'm getting dressed and I have my skirt on. And he had gone to start getting dressed and he had gone to the bathroom to like go take a shower or whatever, get ready for the morning. And I go to find a shirt and I start pulling out some sweaters going, I should really put these away because it's winter. Winter is over, you know. And as I grabbed these 3 sweaters, my closet rod and shelf just went and collapsed. So needless to say, I'm standing there half dressed, dog's barking, trying not to he's a puppy, trying not to let him eat anything, figuring out, oh no, now what do I do? And of course it fell and bent. I think, you know how the A bracket is, the middle piece right here that holds it up and gives it support broke. So the whole thing fell in half. So I'm trying to grab clothes, start running to the spare bedroom, throwing everything on the bed. It's my own fault. I have too many clothes, too many other things in there. I mean, I have like 8 purses in there. I use one purse. So I need to get I need to go through them. I need to go through everything. I have tons, I'm sure we all have clothes that either are too big or too small, and it just, so that happened, and I was just like, oh. So I got that all done. My sweetheart was a sweetie. When he left with the dog, he knew I was really upset, mostly with myself, and I was, because I was kind of in tears. And he went and got me a blueberry muffin from the local gas station, and he stuck it on my desk at work because there was somebody else already there, and just left it there for me as a surprise. Which, when I got there and saw it, I thought it might be from him because, that was just like him. But I do have another. I work in real estate. And I do have an agent that once in a while has dropped things off or brought me things, usually while I'm there. So I was texting him, and I asked the guy that was working in the other room if he saw who came in. He's like, no, I saw the door open. I went out, no one was there. And I'm like, well, there's a muffin on my desk. Oh my gosh, it was good. Well, then just a couple other little small things happened, and I had to come home and do a couple things right away this morning, and just things weren't going my way, but it turned around, of course. So, needless to say, I was upstairs. I got home from work. He was getting supper ready, and he fixed the closet, and it's better than ever, I think. I've got I think I have the same amount of hanging space, but he made 2 different shelves now. So I can have my dresses over on this side, and then my t-shirts or my blouses and other sweaters and things like that in another. So it's going to be good, but yeah, it's been a Wednesday. Okay, so we've got that. That was the later gator. I'm going to go ahead and wipe my stencil off kind of while it's here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to be kind of wild and crazy. We're going to add some sparkle. And I don't want to just add any sparkle all over. Well, maybe I do want to add sparkle all over. We are going to add a little bit of sparkle. How does that sound? We're going to go ahead and grab, this is alabaster. This is sitting right on my desk. We'll use this. We're going to add these to the flowers. Just a very light coat of this. Just to the flowers. Doesn't have to be super perfect, just to give some sparkle. And we'll let them dry while we figure out what our sentiment is. We'll color up a fairy. How does that sound? So, those of you, I have a little surprise. I'm actually going to be live tomorrow as well. Here on the channel. Shannon is going to interview me, so Shannon and I will be going live tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. I haven't met Shannon in person yet. I'm excited to meet her Create Your Own Ending later this year. I can't wait. I've met Christopher. I have not met Gina. I've not met Heather. I haven't met anyone on the team other than Daryl. This last year I met Daryl at another event. He came with Christopher. But I'm super excited. I'm super excited to meet those who are there. But yeah, nope, I'm going live tomorrow with Shannon. I'm super excited about that. And I'm a little nervous because I don't usually do camera. Part of the reason I don't do camera is I'm not very good at the twisty turny like that, and I don't want to make everyone sick. All right, let's see the big reveal. Let's see the big reveal. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm going to set that down. I'll set that to the side for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off, get some of that paste off of there so it's not drying. So nope, I'm excited. She asked me last night if she was ready, if I was still ready to go live, and I said absolutely. All right, so we've got that. We've got our panel here. I'm just going to put this up here. I'm going to go ahead and peel off my little purple tape here. This is the last of my purple tape. And I'll have to get some pixie tape. Yes, Mom, it'll still be at 7 p.m. tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have a link, and I don't know if I'll be able to share it with you for sure, but it'll be on the same here. Okay, so there we go. So like I said, we could have added a little bit of that black pearl to the steps, but I think we're going to leave it. I'm going to let this sit aside and dry for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put it right on top of this because this plastic wipes off pretty easy. Put it off to the side. And we're going to go ahead and grab our stamp set. I don't know if we should use, so we do, let's do a follow your path. Christopher used the fairies earlier today. Let's do one of these. So, oops, I think I just wiped some of my glitter paste off. That's what happens. Paying attention. All right, and the recent stock up, I just got some of those. Hi, Darren, how are you? I just got some more of the alcohol Perfect Blend paper. It's my favorite paper for alcohol inks. I'm going to go ahead and just cut this down to, oh, let's say 2.5 inches. That should be enough for us to stamp out a. How's life down in Texas, Darren? I haven't talked to you lately. I haven't had a chance to do a lot of lives. I've been doing a little bit less social media lately. You know, trying to just hang out and with my honey, watch the movies, do a little bit of that, just because I was really busy with the last release and this one. So it's getting warm. You know what? It's been hit or miss here, and I think we have the heater back on because it's going to get down to, he said, 40 something tonight. So it was chilly this morning when I left for work, but not cold, just chilly compared to the daytime. So, and I love wearing dresses, so I have to kind of, it's kind of cold for the dress, but it's kind of, but the air conditioning, so I've got sweaters and layers. But I will let you keep that warm because I am not a warm girl. We've had some really nice 70-degree days. This is Raven Detail ink, so we're just going to go ahead and stamp this out. I don't know if we're going to do this one or the other one. I think we're going to stamp them both out. And you'll have to forgive me. I need to replace my Misty. I have a little bit of a blurb in it. I will tell you, do not heat emboss a piece of paper in your Misty. I did that a couple of years ago. And I have a little bubble. So once in a while I have some issues pushing down on mine. You're looking for, I'm not ready quite for winter, but I guess I'll be honest with you, we're almost at the end of mushroom season here, morel mushroom season, and that is one of the things that I really like about spring, is the mushrooms. I'm not we're a river town, so I'm not a big fan of summer because there's a lot of people running around and golf carts and ATVs running around, and it gets kind of loud, but it's fine. All right, so we got both of those. I think I'm going to go ahead and, my little tiny A there, I lost it last night. I was so upset. I'm going to color these up before we decide on our sentiment. Yeah, your winter's, you know what though? I love winter. I can have, it don't matter. It don't matter. My mom would say I never probably would have liked winter, but I do love winter now. So, all right, make sure we're on screen here. I said I don't have a perfect stamp there, but it's fine. We'll make it work. I'm going to go ahead and use some Olos tonight. I'm just going to grab some Olos. I got to get my little cheaters on so I can see. I've got some O markers here. I do have them swatched out, which is nice, so I can go in and see what color. Like, I'm kind of liking this 027. Don't know if I can find it or not though. You see 25, so that's probably it. Yep, there it is. And then I have the 77 and the 077. So these really dark colors here. So I think we're going to use those. Then we'll grab some greens as we go in this. I should keep this out, because I would like to get a couple of other reds. So, all right, I think we'll start with the dark, dark, dark. And I am not a light to dark colored girl. I am a dark to light. Doesn't have to perfect. Now I will say one thing, when you use the darker colors like this, you are going to lose a little bit of the detail because the wood grain. Don't know, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to forgive me if my hand gets in the way. I'm just going to kind of color off to one side and then a little bit underneath each of the posts. I am not no rhyme or reason. And then I think what we'll do is we'll do a little bit right there. And we'll go ahead and flip this over. So is there, was the winter, your first winter in Texas, was it a big difference from you guys once you moved, Darren? You know, because I know there's like a dry heat in some, you know, and this and that, or, you know, I mean, what did you know, you're now central versus west, so I don't know if that makes a difference. So I just thought I'd ask. Go ahead and color these up. So just some fast coloring. And then we'll go ahead and flip this over. We're going to add just a little bit of darkness around some of the... I might use this little sign because I haven't used it yet. And I really like it. So I have had, my winters here in Iowa are definitely better than where I think up where my mom and where I'm from. I mean, some winters we get a lot of snow, but it tends to go faster. We usually have a nice February thaw where everything goes away. You know, it's kind of, I live kind of in a bubble where it either hits us. If we get hit with it, we get hit with it. Otherwise, it misses us a lot. So I'm kind of okay with that. All right, it's humid in Texas. I used to live there. Yeah, that's what I was wondering about humidity, because I was thinking out west, it's not usually as humid. I'm not a humid girl. The humidity is the one thing I don't like. I am not, that's the one thing I don't like about winter or summer. And then with the storms coming, you know, with winter, spring, summers, and hi Deborah, by the way, we get those winter, spring, summer storms. They tend to give me migraines. So I'm just using 0.27 or 2.7, sorry. I am still very new with Olos. I love them. I do like them. I do not have a complete set. It will be eventually something I like, but I do like them. I like that they don't really burp. The other day I was coloring something up for next month's release and my black burped and I was so mad. And I was like, I don't know if I can fix it, which I ended up fixing it, but I was just like, this is one thing I like that definitely happens without the Olos. There's no burping per se. Oh, summers are a vast improvement. That's good. Okay. Oh, that's nice. That's nice to have that, so it's not, because yeah, humidity is one thing, you know, I don't, you know, I'd rather have fresh air than, I don't mind the heat, but once you get humid, then I have to have the air conditioning on, but then the air conditioning makes me cold and I don't like it. So I was just discussing when I said my clothes, I was talking to my mom today about my whole closet breaking debacle, and I was just like, well, I don't wear a lot of shorts anymore in the summer. I only have a couple of pairs. Yeah, me too. See, we have a lot in common, Darren. Crown me, best color, no humidity. Perfect. But I only have a few pairs of shorts. I broke down last year while I was gone at a crafty retreat on my way home because it was just warm. It was June, and I just thought, we're going into the hottest part of summer and you don't have any shorts that fit or that you would wear in public. You know, if I'm around the house, I can just throw a pair of, you know, raggedy taggedy shorts on, or grab a pair of Tom's boxers and throw them on, you know, over, but not out. And I have to have a pair of shorts for like one of those really hot days. I mean, I don't mind wearing a dress and stuff, but there's sometimes you don't want to dress when it's that hot too, so. All right, there we go. We've got our little signs, and I got a couple little blurbs here and there, but that's okay. We can get that fixed. We need a green, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab, what do I got? Looks like G14. And just add a little bit of color to that. We got to choose a sentiment. Any thoughts? We've got enjoy the journey. Your adventure awaits. Or adventure awaits. You could make it say you. It says your. Follow your dreams. I did a card like that one already. Enjoy the journey. Escape the ordinary. Make a change. Things like that. There's all sorts of things. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, because if we're going to use this little sign, we might just need one word. But we'll stamp them both out. Okay. Got those done here. Let's get those off the desk so we have some more space. I'm going to go ahead and take my little cheaters off here and zoom back out. We'll grab our... Actually, I think I'm going to use my smaller Misty. Let's cut this down. I think we're going to use this one. I think maybe we'll just say, just do welcome. I think might just be nice. See if I can get my Misty out of here. And then we could always add another sentiment from one of the other stamp sets, or add some extra words. Yes, I knew that one. I was just thinking about this. I don't know about getting, can I get 3 on this? I haven't really played with that. See, I was thinking I might just use this. I stamped them both out. And you could do, it would be fun to make like a Burma shave sign. You could make, and do 3 of those on your path. But I love this set, Darren. I was sharing I shared my, my 2 projects with it earlier, and I can't wait to play with it more. You just do so much with it, and it can go with anything. We got welcome. We'll go ahead and do that one. We'll stamp out one on the other one too. I think we're going to say adventure awaits. Your adventure awaits. That's what I think we're going to do. Yeah, and that's what I thought too. I hadn't used that one yet. But this one, we're going to do this. We're going to do your adventure awaits. And actually, we could do... you could do all sorts, because you could put arrows on there too. You know. I was just trying to think. I was reading it in my head. I was doing it in my head. So I have your... I don't think we're going to do any of the squiggly screws on there, though. Adventure awaits. But you could do that. You know, if you did the adventure awaits, you could do that. Or just your adventure with an arrow would be fun too. But we're going on a path, so we really can't do an arrow this way or that way because the path is going up and down. And this side is, so we're going to do it like this. So, all right, lots of choices. And I'm sure if you went through your stashes, you could find more stamps that would fit in these signposts. So, all right, I'm just going to wipe those off. I'm not a huge cleaner. I will tell you that if you notice that my A is not sticking, it's because I lost it last night while I was creating. And I couldn't find it. It was on the floor and I stepped on it, and I'm sure it's got dust on it and it needs to be cleaned. So. Oh, yep. We did it. I just used it tonight because I didn't have time to do it last night. And I thought maybe Christopher's talking about it. So here's our stencil. I'm thinking, you know, I could add some color in there, but I don't know if I want to yet. We might just leave it plain and white. We've got a little bit of flower, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and fussy cut these out. Sorry, you got to watch me fussy cut. They won't take too long. Oh, you know what? I just realized we didn't color the green grass. Let's grab, we're going to just color it a different color too. Do some yellow green. Let's see if I can do it without my cheaters. There we go. This whole release has been super fun. I'm not going to do a super, I'm not the fanciest fussy cutter, you guys, so I just kind of go around, and what looks good to me is what looks good. I've said in other lives that if I make a mistake, it's just paper, but if it's just a little mistake, my mama will take my card. You know, so will my kids. So a lot of the cards I create, especially for the lives, I send to the store just because it's fun for me to do it that way. So the old brick wall stencil and the new stone path one. This stone path one with the brick wall, Tina? I don't, do I have the brick? I don't know if I have the brick wall stencil. I have a brick wall stencil, but I don't know if I have the Brutus Monroe one. I'll have to look. You could mask. That's what I'm thinking you could do. Mask with some Post-it notes, or I have some of the rainbow tape, and do in mask off where you do the brick wall, and so mask it from the bottom, and then you could, once the wall is done, then you flip-flop it. That way they can meet up. And sometimes when I've done that, if I'm not extremely happy with the transition, then I throw something else in there, like a paper line that has my sentiment on it, to kind of make it, you know, like not like a sill, but that. I would say something you could throw in there right on the edge, Tina, would be the die of the month from last month. You could cut one of these, if you have this, cut one of these grasses off, and it could be right on the edge, so your path meets up with your brick wall. I wasn't sure if you were talking about this or the stone stencil. The stone one that just came out too. That's why I was asking. You know, I assumed you said path, but in my head I went to the stone 6x6. So we do have this one. We might use both of these yet. I'm thinking we might. We've got our welcome and your adventure awaits. Move this up a little bit. Not sure if my camera's in the wrong spot today. All right, but that would be something you could do, is use that grass die. That die arrived here today. Oh, yeah. That would work too. You just have to wait and see, Tina. We got a few more weeks yet. That's all I can say. I can't give any secrets out. I can say that. I'll get a trouble. Heather will give me some strikes. But you just wait and see. It's going to be such a fun release. I am excited. Wizard of Oz was my daughter's. If you haven't seen the sneak peeks, you know, obviously there's been some stuff, but there's some stuff coming. It was out. Christopher put some of that out there. Stencils are on your wish list. Yep, that's okay. That's sometimes what you got to do, is add it. Have you been able to play with... Tina was our prize winner last month, you guys, for the challenge on the Brutus Monroe fan club page. And she got the flower stamp set that we got that Christopher did with the Crop and Create, that I love. Have you had a chance to play with it yet? Haven't had a chance to play with it much more than when I did it on a live, and I did do the class finally, because I did take the Prop and Create. That's why I had it. But I haven't really had a chance to play with it much more. I just don't have enough time in all the days to do that. Sorry, I'm cutting. I know I'm off screen. I'm here. I can go up a little bit. I'm just kind of going around a little bit. So leaving just, this isn't too hard of a item to cut out. You know, there's not too many, it's a lot of straight lines, so it's just very nice. Oh, the holographic card panels. Those are beautiful. I do not have any of those yet. And man, I love the card panels that came out for this release. I don't remember if I got to see a sneak peek of those beforehand when we talked about this release or not. And if I didn't, I don't remember if I did. But I was serious when I was like, I think the toadstool ones would be so fun to frame and do like 6 of them on your wall somewhere. I mean, the fairy ones are awesome too, but I think that would be fun. Okay, so we've got Your Adventure Awaits and Welcome. I feel like we need to tie in some more color here. Ooh, that is not quite dry. So we're going to grab my heat tool and just help this glitter glaze dry just a little bit so we can cut those down. Cut this down. I'm going to mat it on some black. So I'm just going to do this off screen here a little bit. I'm not doing much. I'm just kind of right around in a circle. You could use glitter glaze, takes a little longer to dry. We could have used some Pearl Aqua Pigment watered down or some Shimmer Mist watered down. Oh yeah, that's better. I think they're not perfect, but they'll be good enough. I'm going to cut this down just a little bit. And just checking to see, we'll put some comments here. I'm going to cut them down just a little bit. So these are 3.5, and I like to do, we're going to cut down quite a bit of this actually. So we're going to cut that side down to that, and we're going to go over to this side. We're going to cut off a lot of that flower in the long run anyway. That's all right. Not too bad. All right, so now I'm down to 3 inches, which is what I like for my panels on my slimline. So yeah, we cut off a lot of the flowers, but you kind of got the idea. And I'm going to go ahead and grab, and this is actually kind of a fun little border, you could say, for something. I don't know if I will or not. We'll just put that. This one I'm going to throw away. I have some black cardstock already cut down. So I'm going to grab that. I apologize. I'm over here. Oh, maybe I do. Thought I had one yesterday. I pulled one out last night. I didn't want to cut it down. I have some gray. This is just some gray cardstock that I don't even know where it is. But I'm going to cut this down to 3 1/4. Save that for a sentiment later. And we're getting close to time here, so we gotta get moving on our stamp set. I'm gonna go ahead and attach this to our panel, and then we're gonna get it on a card base, and we're gonna add our panel here. So, all right, so I've got this. So we're gonna center it as best I can. Is one thing I sometimes struggle with, is making sure when I get it to the top that it's centered at the bottom. All right, we got that. Now, I will also say another favorite item of mine is the slimline card bases, because you don't have to cut down your 8.5 by 11 paper. It's fine to do that because when you cut it at 8.5 by 7, you've got usually, what, the 4 inches left, and those 4 inches I set aside for slimline card panels. But it's nice to have these pre-done. So I buy these a lot for my mini slim. And I'm going to grab my bone folder here, and we're going to score it at 3.5. I have my score pal, so I got to flip it over. And we're going to get this card finished up. All right. Tomorrow we'll probably have our special guest puppy in the area. I told my honey that he took the dog outside for tonight, and I said, don't worry about it. Tomorrow is just, we're going to have, Shannon and I are going to discuss, and if he ends up getting on camera with me a little bit, he can. So there we go. So it's a little tall, which is fine. We can cut that off. I think we'll cut it off at the top. Let's get this on our card base here. And I made Mother's Day cards, obviously, for my mom and for Tom's mom. And I actually, for the first time in forever, put a sentiment inside. And Tom's mom made a comment about, I really like that you did that, because I don't always. And so I said, that's one of my goals, is to start trying to get some sentiments on the inside. It kind of depends on the card, because sometimes when I make a card, I don't always have someone in mind for it. And even though it might be a thank you card, I don't necessarily know who's going to get it, so I don't know if the inside sentiment's going to work. So, but I'm not sure what we'll do with that, but we're going to go ahead and put these down. I do need to do a little bit of fixing, but I'll do that after. I think we need to do these like this. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to use some, I'm not going to pop these up or anything. I'm going to go ahead and just do some liquid glue. And I'm going to go ahead and stick it to the side here. Hope I'm on camera. Welcome. I'll stick. Oh. It said I died. Am I still alive? There we are. It says reconnecting. I froze for a minute there. I'm not sure why that did that. All right, well, I'm back. I apologize. I attached them with some liquid glue. I've got a little bit of overcoloring there. I'm going to go ahead and grab a white gel pen if I can find one. I moved some things around. There it is. I don't know. That was really weird. That my computer, I must have lost internet. The Wi-Fi must have gone down or something, but it didn't shut me off. So I'm sorry for that little blurb in there. And just color in the little spots that I overcolored. Just a little bit there and there. There we go. So I appreciate y'all joining me tonight with these, with my making my slimline card. We made an adventure card using the Follow Your Dreams stamp set and Pathway stencil. And some oil markers, some ink blending, and make sure you go over and check out the whole fairy release. Check out the clearance sale. There's some stamp sets being discontinued, so stop in there and check for those. Really good prices on some of them. And if you still can, sign up for Create Your Own Knitting. We're getting close to the cutoff, so if you want to do that, try to do that. And the last thing, don't forget, we still have our challenge that's going live till May 30th. Hashtag CYOE challenge. Make a graduation project and share it in the Brutus Monroe fan club. You must use one Brutus Monroe product for sure on it. And like I said, if you use the hashtag CYOE challenge, then I will see it so that I can enter your name in for a drawing for a chance to win $25 gift certificate. And I appreciate y'all joining me tonight. Have a great night. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And subscribe to our channel so you know when we're going live. And I will see you all tomorrow when I am live with Shannon. And you'll get to see my lovely face. So have a great evening. You're welcome, Tina. Thank you for those of you who are joining me. Have a great night. All right. Bye.